Hello friends. So in this session we are going to learn about the while and until loops. So the syntax is shown here, while, and then we'll put a condition. So until that condition is true, the block of statements after do will be executed, and the while block we end with done. There is a similar syntax for until, and even it looks that the until the condition is true. So that means until the condition becomes true, the block of statements are executed. That is why the block of statement will be executed when, as long as the condition is false. So when the condition becomes true, it will just come out. So the while, for while loop to execute, the condition should remain true, and for until loop to keep executing the block of statement, the condition should remain false. Once the condition becomes true, it comes out of that. So this is all about theory. Let us try creating some scripts based on that. So we'll try creating simple loop through while. I'll just name it loop.sh. Okay, and what we're going to do is we will take a name from user and just print it 5 times using while loop. This is the simplest case scenario for a loop. Read it into a variable called name, then printing 5 times. We are going to print the name again 5 times using while loop. So start with the while square bracket. It's just like if condition. Okay, before that we have to initialize a counter. So we'll say count is equal to 1. Then in while we'll check if the counter is less than equal to 5. Starting with do echo, we'll say for the iteration count. So it's the initial values count is 1. So for the first iteration it will print for the iteration $count. We will print the name here, and since we want the counter to increment every time, we will do this by using grave code expr $count plus 1, and we'll just end it with done. So what's going to happen here is count is initialized with 1, and it will keep on printing the iteration number and the name, and it will keep on increasing the counter. Once the value of counter is 6, this condition will be false and our loop will come out and nothing else will be printed after that. So let us see how this is going to work. Such loop.sh, class for a name, give a name. So we'll see the printing 5 times. It was just a one echo of that, and all these are coming from the while loop. So the first iteration it has printed the name, and just like that up to 5 iteration. And when the counter is become 6, the while condition fails and it comes out of it. So this is how the while loop works. And to understand about the until, we can modify the same code. We will see how until block runs when the condition remains false. So I will copy loop.sh to loop.sh, vi data search. Here same thing, we will get the name from user and we'll read it into a variable name, then say printing 5 times. Now instead of while, we'll use until, and if since we are using until here, this condition should be false for these statements to be executed. So we'll just say greater than 5. So when the counter is 1, the greater than 5 is false. So in that case, these statements will execute and counter will be incremented. So we'll print the iteration number and names 5 times, and then when the counter becomes 6 here, this statement becomes true and we are out of until loop. So this is the exact opposite of what was being done in the while loop. Let us try that. Okay, so for the iteration 1, Loki, and 2, 3, 4, 5, when the counter became 6, the condition here became true, but because it is an until loop, we came out of it. So this is all about while and until. So just remember, the until block execute as long as the condition is false. Thanks folks.